Hello Yu-Gi-Oh players, I'm your host, the RJB0. Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! And Business Casual. This is a Business Casual news update. So last night, not only did we get our final confirmation of the September 2013 OCG ban list, which is one of the greatest ban lists we've had in ages. I'm super excited. By the way, a couple of things. First, I know that in my last video I said that we had the complete ban list available to us before it got confirmed totally by Shriek and whatever. But it turns out that Snake, whoever Snake is, left out that Chaos Sorcerer and Tenki are both going to 2. So that's a big change. And also, a lot of people always say that this is the OCG ban list, which means that it's going to be different from the TCG ban list. And I don't know what card game they've been playing for the last, 5 years, but ever since Konami got the power over the formats, the OCG ban list and the TCG ban list have been essentially identical for a long time. So you don't have to worry about the TCG ban list being changed, except for the fact that we are having another big change, which you can see my source for in the link below. It seems that the V-Jump is suggesting, or rather stating rather unsubtly, that we are going to be moving from our classic 2 format per year system to a 4 format per year system. And this is huge. This is one of the biggest changes we've had in Yu-Gi-Oh! And of course it's going to be stirring up a lot of controversy and mixed feelings. But I actually think there are a lot of good things that can come out of this. In fact, I personally think that this is the answer to power creep that players have been looking for years. So I realize that there is a lot of turmoil over this. It does give Konami a vast amount of power over the game, and it does mess with the card markets pretty significantly. But in all reality, for the past few years, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players have been talking about changing to a set rotation format, where every set, a set previous to that one, probably, 2 or 3 sets back, gets banned. And just as we go, we keep banning old formats, old cards, except for the ones that get reprinted. That's what a lot of other card games do. In fact, the vast majority of other card games have a set rotation format, and that works for them. However, one of the things we love about Yu-Gi-Oh! And the system that it uses for changing the formats is that it allows for a lot of creativity. It allows for innovation in a way that other card games don't. With set rotation, it limits the freedom of deck making, which also limits the variety of the game, the interest of the game, and a lot of the skill of the game as well. One of the things that makes Yu-Gi-Oh! A skillful game is deck building ability, is your ability to create a deck that answers the problems of the format. And with an extremely limited card pool, as set rotation would create, that would limit that skill in the game. It would really limit our side decking power, which would limit our ability to play rogue decks or anti-meta decks. It would basically come down to whoever played the current top tier deck better wins, which to a degree it was before, see Dragon Rulers. Anyway, but set rotation, in my opinion, would have limited the game way too much. It would have given Konami even more power over the game than this does. But what this 4 format system does, and I believe it'll have the dates or the months when the formats will change in the picture in the link in the description. Anyway, what this does is it gives Konami the power of set rotation, the game-changing power of set rotation, without the game limiting problems that come with set rotation. It still keeps the classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Format while allowing Konami to sell their new sets and balance the game every few months, which I think is a good thing. And I think that what we're going to see is we're going to have 2 major ban lists in the year, and then 2 intermediate ban lists. So I think they're going to be between you'll have one on either end of the year that are kind of like our March and September formats now that are big changes to the game, and the other ones will just be kind of like checkups, balancing things. In my opinion, that would be the best way to go, but it'll be interesting to see what that does. And that means that we are going to have a very balanced game from now on. Konami has learned from their mistake when it comes to Dragon Rulers and Prophecy, and I think that the only big issue I can see coming out of this is the card market. Now, the reason why the card market is an issue is, well, it's basic economics. I get to be a nerd again for a second here. So in basic laws of supply and demand, when people are less willing to buy a product, which will be the case in this format. When players are less willing to invest tons of money in those totally hyped up decks because they know that it's probably going to get hit in the next few months, that means that that sellers are going to have to list their cards at lower and lower prices in order for people to be willing to buy it. And what that means is you're going to have less product being sold on the primary market. If fewer cards are being sold, or if cards are being sold at lower prices on the secondary market, that means that people are less likely to buy cards on the primary market. It's a matter of complements that I talked about in one of my format videos where, yeah, those two things are related. So that means while it's an excellent thing for a lot of the player base, all us budget players can enjoy lower prices of cards because of basic supply and demand. It'll be interesting to see how Konami gets around that problem, because if less product is being sold, are they going to be selling it for cheaper, or are they going to be, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do. So this could turn out to be a total disaster. I'm not saying that this is like the second coming or like our salvation or whatever. I think it's a great idea, but there are ways that this could go wrong, and I'm interested to hear your guys' opinions. So you guys should let me know what you think of this. Is this going to be good for the game? How will this change our players? How will it change the market? Etc, etc, etc. Leave all of that in the comments below, and I hope you guys enjoyed the news update. This is the RJB0, and remember, if you like this news update, hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't, let me know why, and then subscribe to my channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I got a jet. See you guys.